Welcome to playoff season. 20 drivers at Michigan. 10 races. 1 champion. There will be plenty of highs.
Goes high. Kevin Thompson goes high.
Kevin Thompson's got
Kevin Thompson. Kevin Thompson with a last-second move. My God, made the high side work.
A few lows.
Adam Gardner into him. That's going to bring out a caution for sure.
Oh, no.
And a whole lot of burn it down.
But Kevin Thompson, burn it down, son. If you still got any gas in that thing, my friend, burn it down. And he is going to burn it down. Well-deserved and earned for Andrew St. Cyr. Let's see a show.
Get ready. It's playoff time at Phoenix for the Group 6 Cup Series.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Halloween 156. Welcome to Phoenix International Speedway, and welcome to the 8th race of the Group 6 Cup Series playoffs. We are excited to be here with each and every one of you here on this fine Thursday evening. Happy Halloween Eve to one and all out there. As always, my name is Hunter Foley. I'm up here with my broadcast partner, Jonathan Smith, and we are excited to be bringing you this race tonight. These drivers are out finishing up their practice right now, but before we get over to all of the racing action tonight, I want to make sure that we thank all of our wonderful sponsors for keeping these drivers out on the track and keeping us up here in the booth. As it has been all season and will be until the season ends, thank you to Group 6 for being our series sponsor. We appreciate them very much. Group 6 is a leading creative agency, and they are passionate about crafting cutting-edge websites, developing dynamic web solutions, and providing top-tier managed hosting services. Their mission is to help businesses of all sizes enhance their online presence. Explore their wide range of services at group6inc.com and see how they can drive your digital success. Special thanks once again to Group 6 for being our series sponsor this year. The Doghouse Racing League and the Group 6 Cup Series is also very proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared, legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. We are also very proud in the Group 6 Cup Series and the Doghouse Racing League to be sponsored by Butt Kicker. If you want the best in sim racing haptics, be sure to head over to their website today at thebuttkicker.com and pick yourself up something today. They're trusted not only by professionals, but also by the everyday race driver. If you want to take your racing experience to the next level, be sure to head on over there today and grab yourself something. You will not regret it. Thank you to Butt Kicker for being a longtime friend and sponsor of the Group 6 Cup Series and the Doghouse Racing League. Finally, and last but not least, thank you to each and every person out there joining us here on this Thursday night. We appreciate every one of you for coming out here and checking us out on the broadcast tonight. Got 8 people out in the broadcast right now. Be sure you like the stream and subscribe so you don't miss any of the action we have coming up over the next couple of weeks for the end of our playoff series here. A lot more action left. And be sure, as always, to get loud in the comments. Support your drivers. We love reading it. They love hearing it. One of our favorite parts of being up here in the booth. As always, got BMAC in the comments. Let's go Team BMP. Have a great race, Andrew, number 12. Thankfully, the Blue Jays game is on tomorrow. Might be tricky keeping an eye on the game and one eye on the track. Trust me, we feel the same way, and also trust me that you have mine and John's full and wholehearted support as a couple of red-blooded Americans that we are cheering on the Canadians and the Blue Jays. And also, happy Halloween to Hunter and Jonathan. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hopefully you and yours have a happy Halloween as well. Got Spooby in here saying, let's go beast mode. Wish I could be there tonight with having bad weather. And it's Sandra Horn saying, let's go, Jamie. Have fun. We are expecting to have a lot of fun up here at the booth tonight. Phoenix is one of my personal favorite tracks to be up here in the booth at. I know John shares the same opinion, so while I think that's quite enough of my jabbering on and on, let's actually turn it over here. Someone who's been behind the wheel at Phoenix. John, take it away.
Well, it is good old spooky season out here. Kind of came down with a little bit of a fever today. Had a child that's had the RSV virus and the ear infection at the same time for the past week, and I don't know if I've caught it from that or just recent vaccinations, but I've been hit with it too. So we're gonna do our best up here in scary times up in the Smith household, but we're still gonna have a lot of fun here. Phoenix is a great track. Love being at Phoenix. It's one of those tracks you really have to think about a lot of what I call input. Got to actually drive this track. It's not like another track where it will just kind of take you around. You can hit the corners and it might float you around the corners. You got to be sensitive with your brake. Got to be sensitive with your gas. You see Mike Leftwich right there, probably a little bit too hard into the gas on the exit. Got to make sure that wheel is turned back straight as you're getting out of turn 2 especially. And really be gentle right here through 3 and 4. But you can also notice this dog leg, which a lot of drivers will utilize, especially early on in the run. You see Chris Leftwich right there dive down and take it. And there's a lot of schools of thought about why you should take that, why you shouldn't take it. Some people think it adds time, some people think it doesn't make any difference, but we're definitely here to find out tonight as we travel out to Phoenix for this Halloween 156. Here's a little bit of information for you on the weather tonight. We have a temperature of 78 degrees at this mile-long track. We're going 156 miles for the Group 6 Cup Series here at Phoenix. And then we have 2 races left after this at Michigan and North Wilkesboro. So 2 tough tracks left to go. We'll get your point standings up here in a second, but notice that wind speed 11 miles per hour right now that could play some effect, and as well something big to watch out for tonight. So I'm just thinking about it. You see Chris Leftwich pulling the pits here. This pit road is on a curve as it goes around turns 3 and 4. Those drivers cannot cut that corner coming through pit road. If they do, that will be a penalty. Another thing, they are not allowed to cross pass another driver or leave their lane before crossing the start-finish line on a restart, and I know for a fact that will get you penalized. It got me penalized here before with this same group, so that's something to be watching out for on these restarts as well. But definitely going to be a lot of fun. I love this track a lot. I mean, it's just multiple different lines, a lot of good racing.
It's kind of the polar opposite of what we were talking about last week at Talladega, where you have kind of just hold on, pray, go fast, and hope it works out at the end. We saw it work out at the end last week for Daniel Wilkerson, who ended up taking first place last week. But a little bit more information about tonight. Like John said, we are doing 156 miles, which is 156 laps for those that wanted to do that math on a mile-long track. We will be having our stages at lap 39 and lap 78. As a reminder for those that are new to the Group 6 Cup Series, there is no caution flag thrown for our stage breaks. It is just for points, which matters more and more as we get closer and closer to the championship race. First place at the end of a stage will get 10 points. Second place will get 9. Third place will get 8, so on and such forth. And yeah, this is the week 8 of the playoffs. Like John said, we only have Michigan and North Wilkesboro left, so this race is definitely going to mean a lot. I know he's going to pull up the points for us here in just a second. But I know you mentioned the wind as well. 11 miles an hour of wind out there. That can definitely play some tricks out on the track. But other than that, it is a beautiful day for racing. 70 degrees outside, 77 on the track. I mean, sounds like a place I want to be right now.
Yeah, what's also another cool aspect about this track, especially here in iRacing, is this is one of the few tracks that you are actually allowed to drive in the infield and pull up to the winner circle. So the winner tonight, look forward to them pulling it up there for a little photo session. That winner circle is going to be right in the middle of 3 and 4, and I'm trying to wait to see as one of these drivers go around and gets a little bit closer. I know as soon as I switch drivers, it's going to pop right over to somebody that's not even by it, but we'll get a good view of that later, especially finding out who the winner here is tonight. I'm sure they will pull up there. Kind of hard to find, and we've seen Jamie Horn this year trying to find the winner circle, having a little trouble bouncing off a few walls to see where he can get in, but Maybe he'll figure it out tonight. Maybe some other drivers will figure it out tonight. I know we both got our picks ready to roll, but we'll wait till after qualifying to let those fly here. But if you have a pick for the night, please let us know. Drop in the comments. Tell us who you're rooting for, who you think's going to pull it out as we get ready to go qualifying here.
Qualifying right around the corner. And I know we can talk about as well, the different tracks where qualifying might mean a little bit more, might mean a little bit less. Phoenix, I think, is one of those tracks where it absolutely is going to matter where you qualify. Track position is so important here at Phoenix. Like I said, Phoenix is a track you have to drive. It takes a ton of input, not only on the gas and the brake, but also on the wheel. It's a really easy track to eat your tires up, and so the more you can stay out front and the less you have to spend catching up, trying to get back into the pack is definitely going to be beneficial to you here. Got Tila22 saying, let's go, Nate. Number 97. Pull for Nathan Lawrence, who I do not believe has put down a qualifying lap. He's just getting out there. He was our third place driver last week at Talladega. I know he's definitely looking for a good finish tonight, carry some momentum into next season.
A little fun behind the scenes fact about that. Nap Daddy Racing is actually working on a brand new wrap for Nathan Lawrence right now, and I was trying to get it done by tonight, but my immune system has some different ideas about what will be fun to do today. But hopefully we'll see a new scheme on that 97 car next week heading into Michigan. Looking forward to seeing him next season as well when this Doghouse Racing League gets kicked back up again for a new season.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how long it is of a break we take. It feels like that should be something I know, but I know we have obviously tonight here at Phoenix, Michigan next week, North Wilkesboro the week after that for our championship, but I don't remember how long of a break we take after that.
I don't know either. I'm assuming it's going to be till after the new year. If I had to take a wild guess, but I'm sure we'll be in talks with admins about them, and hopefully we did a good enough job to get picked back up for next season and keep it rolling with you guys.
Get the contract renewed.
Yeah, we got to have a little bit of contract talks. As Jerry Jones would say, have an agent a mile away. Chris Simon throwing down a great lap time, 25.97 out here. Remember, these are open setups. These drivers are driving a little bit different setups each, and they can do different things to change it around. I expect a lot of these guys to make some tire pressure adjustments as the race goes on. During the pits, you can also raise or lower that back side of your car, adjust the ride height just a little bit, and that's going to help loosen up or tighten up the car, especially over here in the middle of these corners. You're going to see a lot of guys try different stuff in 1 and 2. That's what I really like about this track. You can go high, you can go low. I used to love the low line, and I've been actually racing this track a little bit more recently since it is part of the officials this week in iRacing, and I'm starting to find that I like the high line more. So I talked to Jamie Horn a few days ago. I think it was Monday, I believe, and he was talking about how he did not like this track, and then he finally figured it out, and since then he loves it. You see Jamie or Justin McMahon taking that low side there.
Is one of those sides going to eat up the tires more than the other? I know we talk about, obviously, there's a lot of things that go into it. How much wheel input you're having to put in, how quickly you're getting back on the gas and things like that. But just in general, is the high side or the low side going to eat you up worse?
Yes. It's the best way I can put it. It just depends. This corner is such like a tight corner. If you go high, generally you're going a little bit faster into the corner. You're sliding that car more to the top side as you're going in. And it's going to burn up that right front a little bit more. But on the flip side, if you go low, you're cutting the wheel a lot more coming around the corner and really driving off the back of the car as you pull out of there. So it's just going to eat up your tires either way. It just matters about throttle management. It's going to be a big deal here tonight.
I know we will see a little bit more of that here as these drivers come back out for their warm-ups here in just 1 second. We will get you the full grid once everything gets gridded up right before we're about to start the race, but we can confirm that Andrew St. Cyr is going to be your pole position winner here tonight at Phoenix. He definitely needs it, as he is currently second place in the points, trying to chase down Jamie Horn. Got some more cheers for Mr. Nathan Lawrence. Got Robert Lawrence saying, let's go, Nate. Keep the fenders on it, kid. Go 97. Joshua Cook cheering from the recliner. Go, Nathan the Kid Lawrence. Nathan's got a whole cheer squad out here for him tonight. Looks like he's going to be starting in 13th tonight. Got 17 drivers out here in the session ready to get this thing underway. Gotta let them have their 5 more minutes of warm up here before we get this thing going. But we still have a little bit to jabber about, don't we?
Oh, just a little bit. You can hear my computer throwing me error messages. I'm still trying to update some of our overlays for tonight. I'm telling you, it has been a rough day laying out on the couch. I missed a whole exam today and a whole 4 classes, and then it has been a day and a half. But I'm excited. I actually worked on a lot of camera packages last night just for this because I was so excited about it. So not gonna lie, I think this might be our best camera package yet. I'm excited to see how it's going to do. Let us know your thoughts if the broadcast is getting better, getting worse. I'll send our viewers out a survey, just to see what they think, because that's what matters.
That would be a good idea, actually. Put together like an anonymous survey so we can just put in there so you can just lay into us all you want. You can be like, hey, the cameras are really good, but like Hunter's voice annoys me a lot.
Yeah, and then we'll just
I wish he'd stop.
find a new guy, throw him out, get a new one in here.
Get some new talent in here, or I'll just like change my voice. I'm not Hunter anymore. I'm Derek, and I just get in here. Well, guys.
That was your best Bill Gentry impression yet.
Been working on it. I just want to sound like that when I grow up, man.
Trying to wait to see what Bill's going to do here. Bill's going to come out on the track. Love having Bill up here in the booth, and especially racing. I usually don't jump into the race channel with them, and because I think Bill and Jamie and Daniel are all kind of a team together, except for on super speedways, and that is a lot of fun. Just hop in there with own super speedways only, and it's so much fun listening to them. And I'll say Bill is the biggest instigator in that whole group.
Yeah, you just think he's kindly and friendly when you hear him over the radio, but no.
Anything happens, he'll say, "You don't have to take that. I wouldn't take that from anybody."
You don't have to take that. Oh, Lord. Adam Thompson in the comments says, go Adam Thompson. Your fans love you. And Adam, I am sure they do. I know we love you. B-Max saying, way to go, Andrew. Off to a great start. Spooby, fast BMP cars tonight. We do definitely have some fast BMP cars tonight. Andrew St. Cyr out here qualifying in first. Kevin Thompson currently going to be qualifying in third place. I don't know why I said currently. Qualifying's over, but, that is what it is.
Well, speaking of Adam Thompson, let's get right to our picks. And I'm picking no, I'm just joking. I'm not going to do that to you, Adam. I told him I wouldn't. But for my pick tonight, we're going to jump right over here. And I believe that I'm going to go with Jamie Horn tonight to pick up this win. You can see here, finishing in the top 5, 63% of the time. I got an average iRating, or an average race rating of 119. Got 17 podiums over 29 starts. And he's got a pretty good lead out here on the points right now. Let us know who your pick is, Hunter.
Actually, kind of we've talked about it all season long, kind of the back and forth that we've had between Jamie Horn and Andrew St. Cyr. And Andrew St. Cyr is my pick tonight. I think he is spurred on by the power of the Canadians, by the Toronto Blue Jays, and all the good work that they've been doing. Go Blue Jays. And I also think he's just, at the end of the day, very competitive. He's got a lot of ground to make up. We kind of need a little bit of a miracle to catch Jamie Horn at this point, but I think he tries to set the tone tonight and comes up with the win.
Absolutely. Looking at his stats right here, very similar to Jamie Horn with 27 starts, 12 podiums over those 27 starts. Got an average rating of 109 and finishing in the top 5 64% of the time. So always up there at the front. Excited to see what he can do here tonight at Phoenix, as he's already up there at the front. So it's going to be a fun time rolling through here.
I feel a little bit less bad about us picking the 1 and 2 qualified drivers tonight, because we've started making our picks beforehand, so you can actually do the graphic. So it's not cheating. It doesn't feel like we're cheating, being like, oh, I'm just going to pick the pole winner. It's like, yeah, you might have minus 300 odds on that, but we made this a while ago, so it's not cheating.
Yeah, and you know me, I do not like minus odds at all. I'm a big plus odds guy. I'm a big believer in the comeback.
Me too, absolutely.
That's why I sent you that text the other week about South Carolina and Alabama. Thought it was going to happen. I believed.
I did too. And I talked so much trash to Daniel Wilkerson. Oh, that one, it still stings. And then we got Ole Miss this week, where it's just I've lost all hope.
Yeah,
Football season's been bad for me.
we do got 8 seconds to qualify or warm-ups left here. While we do that, let's go ahead and show you our current point standings right now. Got Jamie Horn out here to a pretty nice lead with about 108 points behind him. It's going to be Andrew St. Cour. Not a lot of movement for the rest of the top 8 right here, except for Josh Cully bumping himself up into that 8th place position. Then coming on back to your 9 through 16, Adam Thompson falling down 1 spot. Daniel Wilkerson up to 10th place. I'm actually looking at this now, and I think I got that backwards. I think Josh Cully might be down and Adam Thompson might be up, but I'll get a double check here. Tyler Millette moving up 2 spots. And congrats to Daniel Wilkerson picking up that win last week at Talladega in Alabama. Yeah, it is in Alabama. Stephen Bonomo, Bill Gentry, Nick Atwood, Mike Leftwich, and Adam Gardner moving up a spot as well. But we are about to get gridded up here. Why don't you read them off?
Happy to do it for you, sir. Also got Robert Lawrence in the comments saying, you boys are doing fine in the booth. Always fun to listen and keep it up. We appreciate that very much. It means a lot. And what you are looking at tonight for your race start here in the Halloween 156 at Phoenix International, your pole winner tonight going to be the number 12 of Andrew St. Cour. Team BMP going to be leading it off in first place tonight. Jamie Horn, your points leader, going to be starting in second place tonight. You're going to have BMP again in third place with the number 6 of Kevin Thompson. Eric Warman also up there in your points, fighting for a top 3 spot, going to be starting in 4th place tonight. Shoney's racing team makes its first appearance in 5th place tonight with Christopher Simon. Gary Armijo going to be starting in 6th place tonight. 71 car of Adam Thompson going to be starting in 7th place. Chris Leftwich going to be starting in 8th place tonight, and the 24 of Justin McMahon going to be starting in 9th. Sporting that Group 6 logo on the front for our series sponsor. John Novak going to round out your top 10. Mark Dumont is going to be starting in 11th tonight, and your race winner from last week in Talladega and Daniel Wilkerson is going to be starting in 12th. Got a fan favorite tonight starting in 13th, the 97 of Nathan Lawrence. Mike Leftwich in that 8 Shoney's car is going to be starting in 14th. Richard Leclerc is going to be starting in 15th. That is going to end your drivers who put down a qualifying time. So starting in 16th tonight is going to be the 88 car of Josh Cully. Not much of a gambling man, that's a lie, but I do not expect or would bet on Josh Cully finishing there. And Bill Gentry, who we were just having poking a little bit of fun at, but definitely expect him to have a good finish tonight as well. Going to be rounding out your field starting in 17th tonight.
The thing you'll notice here too is that this entry to pit road is coming off of turn 2 as the pace car lights are already off, so we're about to get going green here pretty quick. I believe, yeah, the pace lights are off, so the pace car is going to pull down off of turn 2 here. These guys cannot go until they get around all the way around turn 4. The first start is going to be on the flag man. Every start after that is going to be on the leader inside of the restart zone. And they just recently repainted this restart zone, and it threw me for a loop the first time I raced back here after they did it. I cannot. I think I told you that. I can't see where the restart zone's at. But
yep. They head over to the restart zone. And as they hit that line, Andrew St. Cour is going to take the green flag, and we are off to the races here in Phoenix for the Halloween 156. And look at them scatter.
oh, I love it. This is a fun track, man. You're going to see a lot of people misjudge braking zones here coming into turn 1 especially. You got to get on the brakes pretty heavy. You see Adam Thompson 3 wide there underneath. It looks like Eric Warman in that 31 car. And then hard on the brakes here and jump to the bottom. Want to really wrap this corner. You can get into the gas pretty early as turn 4 opens up pretty wide and go all the way to the top.
One thing to note, too, is you see those cars diving below that yellow line, taking that dog leg. The car that is above the yellow line is under no obligation to let that car that goes below the yellow line to give them their spot back. They might have been racing side by side, and if the car on the low side decides to go below that dog leg right there, a driver that's on the high side does not have to give them that spot back. So that's something to look for as the night goes on.
Yeah, and it's the nice thing to do you know, but you are not under any
It's courteous.
Yeah, it's the nice thing, but that is not your fault if another driver comes back up and hits you on the top of the track. It happens a lot here. I think one thing you're going to see too, if I had to call where our cautions are going to be at, especially out of turn 2, but definitely after our first stops that we have where guys fill up on gas and get fresh tires, is right here where Chris Simon's actually coming through around that dog leg. If you stay on the track, there is a little bump there. And with a mixture of a heavy fuel tank and fresh tires, it will kick that back end around. You might see some cars go spinning there.
I was going to say, Phoenix is one of those tracks where you kind of less expect to see those like big parking lots that you would see at a place like Dega, and more kind of see those like single car, maybe get into another car kind of spins. You just don't see too many people like really parking lot at Phoenix, and I hope they didn't jinx something right there. But everyone seems to be racing pretty calm right now. Andrew St. Court out to a pretty good lead right now. About 0.3 of a second. His teammate Kevin Thompson still sitting in second. Jamie Horn back one spot right now, but he is on that bumper of Kevin Thompson trying to fight his way forward. And I know we talked about it before, but Phoenix definitely not the easiest track to move up a bunch of positions. And if you do find yourself having to or trying to move up a bunch of positions, it can really eat up those tires, and you will notice a pretty significant fall off after about 25-30 laps here.
Yeah, and you're going to see these guys really race it close for a while, then you're going to start seeing separation. Maybe after about 20-ish laps or so, start seeing some cars a little faster, a little slower. And the cool thing is, I mean, you can definitely cool the tires off here. Actually, I don't know if Daniel knows this, but I picked that up from Daniel Wilkerson, who was talking one time about how he took a few laps easy to let the tires kind of cool down just a little bit and get a good run later on. Always trying to pick up tips and tricks from these fantastic drivers here in Doghouse Racing League. Actually, matter of fact, I owe pretty much everything to my win on Tuesday night in our ARCA series. I owe that to Jamie Horn, who gave me a lot of little enlightening tips.
Yeah, that was a fun one, though. I was up in the spotter booth for that one, cheering my little behind off while you were up there. Good night, though. Led a lot of laps. I mean, it wasn't a come from behind victory.
I'll tell you what, though, that Justin McMahon was fast there on Tuesday night. The guy, I was joking around, but it kind of seemed like the guy had a cheat code the way he was flying through the pack there and giving me a run for my money. I was definitely shaking after the race was over. I like that line he's taking right there, too. I don't know if that was on purpose or on accident, really cutting it low to try to utilize as much track as possible. And always a good car. I like that paint scheme he's got there. I like the paint colors he's got, really. I don't want to stick on him too much, though.
Looks like we have a car kind of slow on the inside of the track and going down pit road. That's going to be the 117 of Richard Leclerc. As you see the leaders go around him right there. Didn't see him go around or anything. Not sure exactly what happened to that 117 car, but he is unfortunately going to go a lap down here, leaving us with 16 cars out on the track on the lead lap. Bill Gentry currently bringing up the caboose there, sitting in 16th place.
He's just waiting. He knows there's going to be trouble soon. He can get right past it.
100%. But in the meantime, Andrew St. Court still out front. Increased that lead almost 0.6 of a second now over his teammate Kevin Thompson. Jamie Horn still right there on the bumper of Kevin Thompson. Not a whole lot of movement through the rest of the field right now. Adam Thompson up a couple spots from 7th into 5th place. Nathan Lawrence been moving through the field as well. Started 13th up to 9th place at this moment. Gary Armijo moving in the wrong direction a little bit. Started in 6th place. Currently sitting in 10th, trying to get that spot back from Nathan Lawrence. They almost get together right there. Oh, we do have another car around.
Looks like that's going to be John Novak. No caution right now. He's able to keep it straight. I don't see too much damage on that car as it stands right now. See if I can zoom in for you just a little bit here. Now that I'm sitting here messing with these cameras, I put a lot of work into the camera package tonight and forgot to put them in the right order so I can find them easier. Scrolling through.
It's great. It just looks like we have really good cameramen. Just everybody's angle looks good. You just cut right to each one. Like,
Yeah,
It's
Danny.
on purpose. It's
Danny
on
the
purpose.
drone cam is putting in some work tonight. I'll tell you that. He is all over the place. You see him hanging out around turn 3 and 4 there. He'll come back around the front stretch and help us out a little bit. Shout out to our cameramen all season long.
Yeah,
Putting in the work. Yeah, putting in the work, making that paycheck. Also got to check out Freddie the fence cam. Just naming them all now.
I didn't realize that was a thing we were doing.
I picked up on that from another broadcaster. I was like, that's pretty funny. That line that St. Cour is taking, I love that. Coming out really, really heavy and using up all the track to get to the very top, coming out of turn 4.
And that's going to be the other thing. If Kevin Thompson or Jamie Horn's able to get up there to him, it's going to be even harder to get around him, seeing as those just seems like he's going through pretty much the whole track, you know, running his line. It's going to be really hard to gauge exactly where you need to be to actually work on making a pass to get around him.
Yeah, I mean, track position is going to be pretty huge. I usually don't talk about track position too much because I'm in that unpopular opinion that I think track position doesn't matter in a lot of places, but here it definitely does matter. The guy out front's definitely going to save a lot more tire. It's very hard to pass, especially here in 3 and 4 as you're coming through. If you don't have the low line or fresher tires, it is very, very hard to get around somebody there.
Got Full Lock Garage in the comments saying, let's go, Lawrence. Get your butt up there. He has been working on it. Currently up 4 spots. Saw Gary Armijo kind of challenging him for his spot there. Looked like Gary Armijo got a little bit loose on exit there. Lost a little bit of the time he was making on him, but Nathan Lawrence trying to get caught up right now to the bumper of Chris Leftwich, who has been sitting there in 8th place since the race started. Justin McMahon starting to work his way up the track, up the field, I should say, a little bit as well. Started in 9th place, up to 7th right now, challenging Christopher Simon and going to make that pass to get himself into 6th place. Now he's got to try to run down Adam Thompson to get into the top 5.
Oh, looked like Gary Armijo getting a little loose there.
That's the second time I've seen that now. It seems like he's has the speed to actually get up there and get around Nathan Lawrence, but it just seems as though when he's trying to cut it back down the track, he gets really loose. Oh, car around.
That is Nathan Lawrence right there. No caution yet.
I was going to say, and as I say that, it looks like it's pretty much exactly what happened to Nathan Lawrence there. Was trying to get low on the track, and we was trying to bring it back up. It just got loose on him, spun it around.
Let's see if we watch this replay right here as he comes around. Yep. It is crazy coming down to that dog leg, and feeling those bumps will definitely upset the car. You got to really take it very easy, and sometimes that's not even enough.
Well, Nathan Lawrence is definitely going to be hoping for a caution to come out. Has a fast car, so can try to maintain his place on the lead lap here, but definitely going to have to do a little bit of work because he's already going to be about 20 seconds behind the pace. As a positive note for him, though, it does look like Richard Leclerc is still down on pit road, 12 laps down, and John Novak on pit road. Going to be 6 laps down at this point. So even if Nathan does go a lap down here, he will be in line to get the lucky dog if we do have a caution. But Andrew St. Cour is hard charging around the track, still putting down fantastic times, 27.15 for Andrew St. Cour that last time around. He's increased that lead to over a second at this point.
Watching Jamie Horn's in-car cockpit cam here. You see him racing from home. Whipped out the glasses tonight. Got to get locked in, taking that low line through here. Dropping it down to 4th gear. And you see he's very easy on the throttle coming out. You do not want to get those back tires spinning too fast and get that car kicked around. Early on the brake, dive down. He'll get on the gas pretty early here and push out towards the top of that track.
So you know Jamie means business. He's got the glasses on. Also, does his driver tag there, does that say Nap Daddy Broadcasters are the best?
I just, it is right in front of my face, and I did not see that until right now.
Aw,
Thank you, Jamie.
shucks.
He asked me.
Jamie.
He asked me the other day what he should put. He's got to change it up, and I don't know what. I guess I don't really know, man. Like, I don't want to give you something bad. Good to see that's what he went with. I love it.
I said, what was his last one? Bill Gentry's My Daddy or something like that?
Yeah, and before that, it was Thanks Mom for having me. The famous shout out from Jamie Horn. I think Daniel Wilkerson gave her a shout out, Mama Horn a shout last week because Jamie Horn gave him that good old push to the win.
Gotta love it.
Also got Justin McMahon with a cockpit cam tonight. He races in VR. I think I might have talked about it here, maybe somewhere else, but I could not do that. I don't know how he does it. It would make me sick. But able to see all the way to his left and right with that VR headset, which is very nice. A lot of drivers drive off one screen, so you have to push a button to look left and right. He's got Chris Simon there on the left side of him, so he's able to easily look out the window and see Chris Simon there.
Got Full Lock Garage in the comments would have been cheering for Nathan Lawrence, saying that elevation change is wild on that bank, talking about what happened to Nathan Lawrence just a few laps ago. Some good news for Nathan Lawrence. Unfortunate news for Mark Dumont. Mark Dumont got around about a lap ago.
Ooh.
Got it in the wall a little bit. Didn't look like he took too much damage, but he is now having to bring it down pit road.
Oh, that's Chris Leftwich sliding around, hitting the wall. A little bump there from Gary Armijo. His car looks hurt there.
Yeah, it's kind of stuck up on the wall right now, it looks like. Right as Mark Dumont was bringing it down pit road, Nathan Lawrence able to currently keep it on the lead lap. Now Chris Leftwich going to have to try to fight his way to keep on the lead lap, but I think he might actually have some damage needing to see it fixed.
Try to look at that steering wheel right there. Oh, look, terrible, but you never know what it's like driving that car. All these sim racers had this feedback inside their car. Some of them have it inside their foot pedals for the brake and the gas. I think that's a little bit of a nicer setup, but most of them, 99% of them, you can feel the car and how it handles in the steering wheel itself. Gives you a little bit of vibration and kind of fights your wheel back as if you were driving a real car. So a very realistic feeling. I actually talked to he is a NASCAR driver, but he is not in the Cup Series right now, but raced with him yesterday and had a good conversation about this track and hitting that bump, talking about how hard that bump is actually in real life when you do hit that bump and just how realistic it is for these iRacing sims. And that's kind of where he got his start, now up in the Truck Series and having a good time there.
You might as well name drop.
I don't know if I can.
Oh.
Because I sent you that that picture last night about, I didn't know it was information, but yeah, Mr. Caruth, I got to race with him a little bit. Raced with him before.
Oh, that's
times.
announced. That's announced.
It is announced?
Yep, that's announced. That's official.
Okay, I did not know. I thought I was hitting on something crazy there, but going to Junior Motorsports.
Yep, I think he's racing part-time in the trucks for him next year.
Yep. Well, yeah,
I think I've been in the spotter booth a couple times when you've been in a lobby of him. Always seems like a really nice guy.
super nice guy. Class act. And always willing to help, especially somebody like me that's never going to get a chance to drive in that, and let me know what it's like in a real situation where
Well, Raja Caruth, if you do happen to hear this, just know that you have all of the Nat Betty Racing support next season.
And Junior Motorsports wants to paint.
Holler at your boys.
Yeah, both free.
I do like how, even though Nat Betty Racing is, of course, a money-making venture, we enjoy doing it, but it is a money-making venture for us. Whenever it's something that kind of touches on, like, our childhood, or it's like being involved with like the actual circuit or whatever, we immediately just crap our pants and throw money out the window. We'll do it for free because cool.
Yeah, we actually got that invite out to Phoenix to go watch the ARCA race. I believe that's this weekend. For the car that we did, and unfortunately had to turn that down, especially even now being feverish with a sick child, but would have been a lot of fun. Never been out to Phoenix before.
Never have. I think it would be a good time, but someone else having a good time right now. Andrew St. Court continuing to increase that lead up to 1.3 seconds now on Kevin Thompson. What there is not great news for is for Nathan Lawrence, about 26 seconds behind the pace. Andrew St. Court starting to catch up to the bumper here. Do have some other updates on the track as well. Mark Dumont is back on the track after coming off pit road from that wall hit he had about 10 laps ago. He's going to be 4 laps down at 14th. Chris Leftwich, John Novak, and Richard Leclerc all calling it a night early tonight. That's your 15th, 16th, and 17th positions. So Nathan Lawrence is currently going to be your last car on the lead lap.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get past right here. St. Cour comes around, so now really needs a caution to get back on the lead lap with that lucky dog spot. That's good on Nathan Lawrence too, giving him the high, or staying on the high side, giving St. Cour the low side. Knowing St. Cour is fighting for a win here and for a position in the points. Lawrence jumping in just a little late with us this season, not able to make the points cutoff because of his lack of starts, really. But again, looking forward to seeing him next season a lot, and hopefully with a brand new wrap with a KDR on the side, and get him out there and see what he can do to make a push in the point system here. If you want to catch more than Nathan Lawrence, he's racing on Tuesday nights. That's going to be on Intensity Broadcasting for the Doghouse Racing League.
You can also catch us on the track, and by us, I mean you can catch John and me up yelling in the spotter booth, but that will close out our stage 1 here for the Halloween 156 at Phoenix International Speedway. Andrew St. Cour going to take those 10 bonus points here. For that first stage, Kevin Thompson going to get 2nd place, Jamie Horn 3rd, Eric Warman 4th, Adam Thompson 5th, Chris Simon 6th, Justin McMahon 7th, Josh Cully 8th, Bill Gentry up a lot of spots tonight, going to be 9th, and Gary Armijo going to get 10th. Congratulations to them on their bonus points. Yeah, started to see a couple guys really start to move forward. That top 7 really hasn't changed too much, but Josh Cully up 8 spots now to get into 8th position, and Bill Gentry up quite a few spots as well to get into 9th, get himself into the points for that stage. Just heard Nathan Lawrence come over the radio going up high to let Kevin Thompson get around. Courteous thing to do there as your current lapped car. Mike Leftwich now going to be the last car on the lead lap. He's going to be about 17 seconds behind the leader. That's right about 10 seconds away from being in lap trouble.
Yeah, with this blimp cam, you can see just about how far these guys are split up here. Watching Chris Simon as he comes into turn 3 here. Behind him, you have Justin McMahon, Josh Cully, Bill Gentry.
Yeah, I know you were kind of alluding to it earlier, but you know, Phoenix on the restarts, especially immediately after the restarts, maybe those 10 laps or so right after a restart, it is just chaos at Phoenix. But after that, it really does start to space out quite a bit, and then it becomes a strategy game. Then it's, when do I pit? When do I have to pit? When's the guy around me going to pit? How can I get back up and get some positions back? Different strategy plays like that. And that's when the chess match really starts, and I think we're going to start seeing that come into play here in the next about 15 laps or so. Full Lot Garage, I see his pace time increase is their damage on these cars. So these cars do take damage, just like they would in real life. Depending on where the damage is, it can definitely affect your car and how it runs. But I mean, as an example, Andrew St. Cour last lap ran a 27.519. Nathan Lawrence ran a 27.627. So about a 10th off the pace. You can chalk that up to being in some traffic as opposed to Andrew St. Cour being out there at the front. You can chalk that up to Nathan maybe sliding his tires a little bit more, and his tires are more worn than everybody else's with that little incident he had earlier. But I mean, realistically, he's not going much slower than the guys that are leading this race.
Yeah, we'll ride along with Nathan Lawrence here too. You can kind of see what he's doing as he's coming in here. Really easy down on that dog leg there, shifting up. and trying to ride that middle line there. It's a good line to run. See if he dives down and exits low. Yep, perfect exit there. Get that wheel straight and punch it out. Don't want to shift up on the back stretch this late in the run. As he keeps in fourth gear. He's got a good run there.
Yeah, shifting up right there would be really asking to throw your back end out. Which is a wild way to phrase that now that I've already said it, but it is what it is.
I was just going to let you sit with that one for a second there, but yeah, if you shift up there, you're going to be a little too hot coming in that corner and then having to downshift almost immediately. You're doing nothing but causing a little bit too much engine brake, going to kind of heat up those tires more, maybe slide some a little bit as well and overshoot that corner.
Oh, we have a caution flag out.
Josh Cully.
Oh, you hate to see that for Josh. He'd done so well to work himself up through the pack. Josh been having a great season this year, but looks like the back end just started going out from under him. We were just talking about it. And it looks like when he tried to correct it and get it back straight, just threw that hood into the wall.
Yeah, you see Josh Cully here at the very front of this 4-line pack here as he comes through the corner. Gets very loose coming around there. And he's sliding. Does a pretty good job to save it there for a second, but just snaps on him there at the very end. See if we can rewind this just a little bit and ride along with Josh Cully to see what he's doing inside this car. As he downshifted, it started to slide on him. And it just snaps. That is the unfortunate thing about these cars. I about to say expect everybody to bring it in. A lot of these guys starting to bring it down pit road now.
Just listening to the driver radio there, I think there was a glitch with the pit road there. So some guys were able to bring it in immediately. And then other guys, I think, got a closed pit, and so they're trying to sort out the field right now. I don't know if it was one of those like catch the pace car kind of glitches that we were starting to see that I think we were starting to see the other night, but
what's surprising is Warman's still out there. Ah, but it's showing he's already pitted.
yeah, he already pitted. So I think that was kind of going into that glitch that just happened a second ago. We're trying to sort it out. I think pretty much everybody's going to go back to the position they had previously. So we're going to get caught up here once they get gridded back up, once we sort through the little bit of confusion that we had with pit road there. Nathan Lawrence going to be your lucky dog here.
Whoops, these guys get it sorted out here coming up next week. Heading down to Michigan for the second to last race of this playoffs. It's going to be a ton of fun going to Michigan. I know a lot of these guys like that track a whole lot. very unique track that you can almost get into it the whole way around, but you will burn your tires up there. But I know a lot of these guys like that track a lot. Some people maybe not so much. It's one of those ones you kind of have to figure out as you go on, but it is going to be a fun time and cannot wait for that.
Yeah, Michigan's one of my favorite to broadcast as well. The closing out this season is just a heater after heater of races as far as I'm concerned. Man, I love watching Phoenix, all the different strategies these guys use out here. Michigan's super fun to watch, like you just talked about. So fast, a lot of differences to how you have to race at Phoenix, but the tire wear very similar. And then North Wilkesboro to close out the season, man. That's just, what a race that's going to be.
It's about as American as it gets.
About as American as it gets.
But the pace car is off. These guys are about to go back green here. I believe they were, but I don't think they are just yet. Might be delaying the caution for one more lap.
Yeah, I just heard confirmation over the radio that iRacing screwed some stuff up there. You saw that pace car coming back out, so we are going to have to pace one more lap to make sure that everything is correct here. Now that we've got it all figured out, we can actually give you a correct grid here. Adam Thompson and Andrew St. Cyr are going to be starting on that front row here. Jamie Horn, Christopher Simon going to be 3rd and 4th. Eric Warman and Bill Gentry 5th and 6th. Justin McMahon and Daniel Wilkerson 7th and 8th. Gary Armijo and Mike Leftwich 9th and 10th. Pace car able to come back off of the track here now that we have everything figured out. And we are about to get back to racing here in the Halloween 156 at Phoenix International Speedway. Lots of tricks already, lots of treats already, but who's going to get the treat of the victory? We will find out. Green flag back in the air. What a restart for Andrew St. Cyr.
I don't think Adam Thompson knew where the restart zone was either. I think he pulled one of good old John Smith there.
Chris Simon immediately able to go outside.
It's very tough, too, because that restart zone is almost in the corner.
Yep. You barely see it until you come right up on top of it.
So it's not this red O'Reilly. It is that red O'Reilly right there.
But Andrew St. Cyr looks like he just got shot out of a cannon on this restart here. Chris Simon able to get around Adam Thompson there, get his way into 2nd. Adam Thompson's still going to be sitting in 3rd place, though. Eric Warman in 4th, but Jamie Horn trying to challenge for that position already. Gonna have 13 cars on the lead lap here. Josh Cully gonna be bringing up that caboose here. Mark Dumont on the track before laps down. Again, Chris Leftwich, John Novak, and Richard Leclerc are out for the evening. Nathan Lawrence was your lucky dog winner there on that last caution. He's currently sitting in 12th. He's going to be there battling with Mike Leftwich, Kevin Thompson, and Daniel Wilkerson for position.
Yeah, as long as he's got that inside, he should be able to get a good run, get around Daniel Wilkerson here.
Bill Gentry getting a really good run here after this restart. He's already starting to get caught up to Justin McMahon. Justin McMahon trying to get up there to the bumper of Jamie Horn. I know you were talking about it earlier on, but that ARCA race the other night, Justin McMahon had some crazy speed. It seems like he's trying to put that to use here, try to get around some of the traffic and get his way up to the front here.
Oh yeah, don't be mistaken by these point standings here. I know Justin McMahon's had a lot of bad luck this season coming through here, but he is one of the guys in this track that scared me, seeing that 24 come up behind you.
Runs that series sponsor, Group 6 on the hood. Again, shout out to Group 6 for being our series sponsor this year. We greatly appreciate all that they've done for both us up here in the booth and for these drivers out here on the track.
Also got to give a little shout out to our other sponsor in Shoney's. Got a Shoney's driver sitting right there in P2 right now, trying to chase down your leader in Andrew St. Cyr.
So Adam Thompson's starting to run a really good line here, but look at Eric Warman gain on the entry there. Looks like Adam Thompson's getting some really good outspeed there, able to kind of negate that run that Eric Warman got on the entry. But Eric Warman is flying into entry. You can see how much ground he closes.
They just got to update 2 here. Mark Dumont. I think he got around here coming out of turn 2 hard into the wall. He jumped directly to the pits from there.
I believe pretty much right after that, decided to call it a night. So that is going to leave us with 13 cars on the track. Josh Cully being your last car on the lead lap. Yeah, that one looks like a race ender right there. I said the damage model on these cars is so funny sometimes because you see that, and obviously based on Mark Dumont immediately towing it and then jumping out of the session, you figure he was probably done for the night. But then you saw Josh Cully get around and kind of bang his hood off that outside wall, and you're looking at that and you're like, I mean, that might be a minute and a half of damage. That might be 6 minutes of damage. Who knows?
Yeah, and to put it in perspective, we had a race at Talladega about a week ago, maybe, on a Tuesday night for the ARCA series, and Brandon Trush, who is not in here tonight, got to the wall just a little bit on that right front and was out for the night. Meanwhile, my car flipped over about 4 times on the back stretch and paid somebody to roll it back over, and it was able to fire back up in only 8 minutes of damage.
Well, there you have it.
It's just the damage model, man. Punching dents out of my the roof of my car all night. Jamie Horner fell back a whole lot.
It looked to me like he blinked out really, really hard, like almost through an entire turn. I'm assuming he just probably held it down on the inside. Lost a ton of position and a ton of time. Back to 12th now. 8.7 seconds behind your race leader, Andrew St. Cyr.
Yeah, that's exactly how he blinked out. I lost him on the cameras there, and he came back all the way at the back.
For those that don't know, because iRacing, obviously everything's online, so your internet connection, your computer, whatever the case may be, if something's going wrong with your connection, you'll sometimes see the cars stutter in and out. And iRacing does that to prevent you, if you lag or something like that, from causing a giant accident. And a lot of times when you're blinking out, you're getting kind of all these warnings on your screen. And you can kind of see where you still are on the track. You can kind of still drive the car. But a lot of times, especially if it lags out really bad, you just have to kind of hold the car on the very inside or the very outside of the track. Because when you blink back in, you don't really know where you're going to end up.
Yeah, it's a bad feeling. The whole blinking process. You don't want to mess up anybody else's race over an internet issue. But it does happen. It is a computer system, and it is not perfect, but it's pretty fun. Pretty good still.
I would say that it's probably still the best you can get out there. The new NASCAR 25 game is really cool, but I mean, iRacing just really offers you stuff that NASCAR 25 is just not able to put in, given the fact that it's on console. But
yeah, I've been racing a little bit over there.
Just a second ago.
Yeah, Chris Simon bumps up into the wall a little bit. It's going to lose some time. Adam Thompson right on his bumper, trying to get around, looking right, looking left. Going to get right back behind him, see if he can get a good run off of turn 2 here. Not able to get his nose down to the inside just yet, so probably not making the pass here. Maybe try to cross him up here as he comes out of this corner.
So it's actually really good timing, as Mark Bates saying, let's go Adam T. As we were just talking about Adam Thompson trying to challenge for that second position right there. Andrew St. Cyr just continues to pull away, though. Now 2 seconds of a lead on Christopher Simon. Definitely feel like we saw a lot more separation more quickly on this last restart. I mean, Andrew St. Cyr already out to a 2.5 second lead. I don't think he had a 2.5 second lead at any point during that first stage as we are approaching the end. Oh, go ahead.
Thompson just kind of moves around Chris Simon. I don't think he meant to get to the bumper that much of him. Was racing pretty close, was just trying to get a good run off. Send Simon up the track just a hair. Eric Warman also able to get around for that 3rd place spot. And now Simon driving it back hard, trying to get to the inside of Eric Warman.
Yeah, Chris Simon been very, very fast tonight. Definitely has the car to get back up there and get that position, but Adam Thompson been running really well tonight as well. Got a lot of ground to make up on Andrew St. Cyr, almost 3 seconds at this point, but definitely has the car to still get up there and get something done. Kevin Thompson been moving up the track really, really well too. Saw him start further towards the back after that last restart. I believe he restarted in 10th. Already back up to 6th place. Really starting to move through the track. Already gaining on Justin McMahon there in 5th place. Got Just B Creates in the comments saying, stoked I was able to catch a race. Glad you were able to catch the race. Been a really fun one so far here for the Halloween 156 at Phoenix International. Dominating performance out of Andrew St. Cyr so far. Started on the pole position and has pretty much held that wall to wall for the entire night, including through our pit stops after that one caution we've had so far. Also took our stage 1 victory and those 10 bonus points, and is looking like he is in pretty good shape to take our stage 2 here. Stage 2 coming up on lap 78. Stage ends at the conclusion of lap 78, I should say. So when he crosses the line, when the 10th place driver crosses the line to make it lap 79, that is technically when the stage ends. Again, that is for points. There will be no caution flag thrown. But Andrew St. Cyr starting to turn on the afterburners as well, increasing that lead another half of a second over Adam Thompson. 3.5 seconds now separate Andrew St. Cyr and Adam Thompson. Eric Warman going to be about a second behind that, and Chris Simon trying to get back to position on Eric Warman. Meanwhile, right behind him, Kevin Thompson comes flying into the inside on Justin McMahon, trying to get that position here late before the stage ends.
Not able to get
Justin
it done
McMahon
there.
Yeah, Justin McMahon able to close the door there. That is going to conclude stage 2 here in the Halloween 156. Congratulations to your top 10 who will be taking home bonus points there. Andrew St. Cyr, Adam Thompson, Eric Warman, Chris Simon, Justin McMahon, Kevin Thompson, Bill Gentry, Jamie Horn, Nathan Lawrence, and Gary Armijo. Now 79 laps through 156 here. And I guess I just hadn't been noticing what was going on, but when I read off Jamie Horn in 8th there, he's been flying back through the pack, man. It seems like just a few laps ago he was in 12th.
Yeah, I saw him make that pass just a little bit ago around Nathan Lawrence, Gary Armijo there. He's working his way up to Bill Gentry, trying to get ahead. Currently separated by about 0.35, and then he's going to have a good 1.8 to go on Kevin Thompson, sitting in 6th place after that.
Yeah, Kevin Thompson has been flying. I'm not sure how much more tire he's going to have to give, considering that most of these guys would have pitted. What lap would that have been? 50?
Looks like everybody pitted around lap 49, 50, 51.
Okay, so, I mean, they're about 30 laps into these tires now at this point. This is definitely when you're going to start feeling the burn on those tires, especially if you've been driving it really hard, like I'm sure Kevin Thompson has. Like I said, we've been seeing him fly through the pack. Kevin ran a 27.67 on that last lap. In comparison, Adam Thompson ran a 27.27. Andrew St. Cyr ran a 27.23. Chris Simon a 27.43. So Kevin Thompson definitely looking like he's about 0.2 behind the pace right now as we come into lap 84 here this time by.
Yeah, pulling up lap times for the past 5 right here, and St. Cour still able to pull away from his teammate sitting in 6th place right now. Almost 4/10 on that lap 81 there. A little over 4/10, I should say.
Yeah, Kevin figured it out a little more that last lap, 27.23. Bill Gentry right behind him, 27.34. Jamie Horn ran at 27.27. So back on pace a little bit more, but still maybe a little bit slower than some of the other guys in the pack. Justin McMahon didn't have a great lap that last time, 27.49, as you're able to see Kevin Thompson close that distance back just a little bit on Justin McMahon for that position we saw him challenging for just a few laps ago.
Yeah, you can see the lap times between Kevin Thompson and Justin McMahon there at the bottom of your screen. So now that you see the red markers there on lap 82, 83, 84, that means that Kevin Thompson is faster. And moving on up to the bumper, Justin McMahon.
Another successful challenge we just had out there was Jamie Horn has gotten around the number 4 car with Bill Gentry, as he gives 7th place to Jamie Horn. Still fighting his way back up through the pack. Everyone's still chasing Andrew St. Cour, though. Andrew just continuing to build that lead out in front, 4.3 seconds now on Adam Thompson. Josh Cully, your last car on the lead lap, sitting in 13th right now. He's going to be in lap trouble here in about 5 seconds. Or, excuse me, Andrew St. Cour probably has about 5 seconds to go before he can put Josh Cully a lap down. Josh, I think, still dealing with some damage from that earlier caution. Josh Cully involved in our only caution that we've had so far tonight. Him and the outer wall had a bit of an argument that unfortunately Josh Cully lost, as he ran a 28.1 that last lap, which is definitely going to be significantly slower than most of the other lap times you're seeing on the track right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at the sector for right here for Jamie Horn, Andrew St. Cour. Horn is definitely faster on the front part of the track than through 1 and 2. St. Cour gaining it back through 3 and 4, so that is going to be a battle, but got to be able to save and also find speed at the same time. Right there, sector 1, Jamie Horn a little bit faster. Come through sector 2 here, the track, the second part of it. It looks like St. Cour again faster through 3 and 4.
And that's one of those things that's way more easily said than done, is be fast, but also save tires. That is really an art form. And we see a lot of guys in the Group 6 Cup Series that have been able to do that really, really successfully. I know we talk about a lot. Andrew St. Cour and Jamie Horn, both really, really great at saving tires, still being fast. Eric Warman, another one of those guys that does that extremely well. Josh Cully, one of those guys that I would often say is someone who saves tires really, really well. Unfortunately, he's dealing with some other issues here tonight. As you see Josh actually bringing it down pit road, he is going to go a lap down here. I would expect here in the next probably 10, 15 laps or so, we are going to start seeing some green flag stops. These guys coming down to get filled up with gas and get one more set of tires before we try to close this thing out, as we are approaching lap 100 here.
Jamie Horn up into 6th place right now. It looks like he's going to be about 0.5 behind Kevin Thompson. Thompson working hard to get around Chris Simon. Looks to the inside, going to take that dog leg all the way to the bottom. Might be on the inside of him here. Hey, he's got to be able to stick it out.
I don't know if Jamie had a little gremlin sitting under his car to like swap out the tires or whatever. I assume he must have just been taking it very easy back there towards the back of the pack for quite a few laps and kind of let everybody else burn him up a little bit, because he is still moving through the field very, very quickly. It seems like he's able to get down to the low side of the track really, really well. It seems like some other guys maybe drifted up a little bit more uncontrollably, or not quite able to get it back down to the bottom of the track. I know you talk about that a lot, kind of that plow effect where you want it to go left, it just won't go left anymore. Yeah. I think you saw Chris Simon deal with that a little bit there, as Jamie Horn's going to be able to go around him there and get himself into the top 5.
Yeah, so as this run goes on, there's some things you can do inside the car without ever hitting pit road as well. The first thing is back up your braking zone. Generally, A lot of these cars, there is a mark on the right side of the wall coming to turn 1. This little black box that says Phoenix Raceway. That's generally the breaking point for a lot of guys. You start backing that up, and here on the back stretch, as we'll cut to the nose cam of Jamie Horn, there's 3 sets of cones on the outside, and you slowly start backing that up as you go through this race. But another thing as well is your brake bias. Start turning that down as the race goes on. You see these cones, that black box, as he gets onto the brakes, but the lower your brake bias is going to be, that means when you hit the brakes, the back end will kind of kick out just a little bit more. If you have a higher brake bias, the car likes to plow and go straighter when you hit the brakes. So if you start lowering that through the run, the car will help rotate just a little bit. So you really got to be conscious about those adjustments as you're going through.
And I don't know if Andrew St. Cour has made any adjustments or if this is just as good as it really has been all night long for him, but he's continuing to increase that lead now. 6 seconds of a lead over Adam Thompson. I believe we are starting to see some of our green flag pit stops. It looks like Mike Leftwich is down pit road, as well as Justin McMahon. They both decided to bring it down. Mike Leftwich, I believe, was back there in about 8th place. Justin McMahon was up there running in the top 5. He had just gotten passed by Jamie Horn. And you are going to see these guys that come out with the fresh tires. There is going to be a noticeable difference in the lap times that they are able to run. For example, our leader, Andrew St. Cour, running a 27.366 that last lap, as you see him actually come around. Justin McMahon there as he gets out of the pits. It would not surprise me at all if Justin McMahon on his first full lap out here is in the low to mid 26s.
Yeah, looking at the best time right now for Andrew St. Cour, 26.16. We'll pull them up on the left-hand side of your screen so you can see every driver's best time. And then we will compare those now as I pull up their last time they drove there on the left side of your screen. So you can see just how big of a change that is over the course of the run. Justin McMahon's a little skewed there because he's just coming out of pit road, but I think that will jump up here too, like you said, about 26.5, if maybe a little less. 26.4.
26.4. Yeah, so you're already seeing the difference that those fresh tires are able to make. I mean, 26.4, Andrew St. Cour with the 27.4. And I would say Andrew St. Cour for being on 50 lap old tires at this point. I mean, 27.4, I would honestly say is still really a pretty good time to be running out there. But I mean, even with that, Justin McMahon out there running a full second faster.
I'm trying to pull up the last 10 laps here for Andrew St. Cour. But I think it's only going to show me the last 5. But you can see just about how close that is. I mean, 2, 3, 7. Probably that was where Justin McMahon, I'm tripping out here, was trying to get around him, but trying to keep that time consistent. You can see every time he gets around traffic, it jumps up a little bit. So being out by himself definitely helping out a ton with that lap time.
Haven't seen anybody else decide to bring it down pit road yet. You did see Justin McMahon get his lap back the hard way, getting around the race leader. Josh Culley, I believe, was already a lap down. So that gets him back to 1 lap down. He would have to run down Justin McMahon and get back in front of him to get back into the lucky dog position. Just like we have Adam Thompson dropping out of line and going down pit road. He'd been running up there in second place most of this second stage. He's going to go ahead and get the fresh tires on it. Full Lock Garage in the comments saying, keep that line sharp, Lawrence. Let's go. Nathan Lawrence moved up a couple of spots here, courtesy of seeing a couple of the drivers go ahead and bring it down pit road. He's currently sitting in 7th place. All of these drivers that are out on the track right now will need to bring it down at least one more time. Now is when the strategy starts of who's going to go win. Can you time it right? Can you go with someone? What's the case going to be in? Is there anything you can do to try to run down Andrew St. Cour? Kevin Thompson currently going to be in second place as we're starting to see some of these other drivers drop out of line and bring it down. Eric Warman bringing it down now.
Looks like Jamie Horn coming down pit road.
Jamie Horn choosing to bring it down as well. See, there's two schools of thought here as far as I see it on the pit road strategies here. So Andrew St. Cyr, obviously in this situation, you have such a big lead that you're trying to keep it out as long as you can to kind of maintain that lead, put as many cars a lap down as you can, just really try to rip it around the track a couple more times before you do end up having to bring it down pit road. But you also have to consider that when we just saw it, we were talking about it with Justin McMahon. Looks like Andrew St. Cyr is going to bring it down here. When you consider that these cars, if they're able to have a good pit stop, they're going to be coming out right as you're about to lap them, roughly. And, I mean, realistically, if they're running a second faster than you every single lap, it kind of hurts Andrew St. Cyr in the long run staying out.
Yeah, that gets me a lot. It is one of my biggest weaknesses, is figuring out when I should pit, when I shouldn't pit. These guys in this league got it down pat. They know what they're doing with it, but leave Kevin Powell, haven't seen him in here in a while, but he gave me a lot of good advice about when to pit, how to pit, when I should be looking at pitting. But you're exactly right. The longer he stays out, the faster those fresher tires are able to catch up, and they're closing that gap down. But right now, Andrew St. Cyr kind of controls the strategy for this race. He's got the pace, he's got the speed, he's got the car to win this thing, out to about an 8-second lead there before he did pit. So he can really do just about what he wants, and knowing that car is going to be faster in the long run as long as he keeps it clean, keeps it straight, and stays out of traffic.
Yeah, 100%. And if I'm these other drivers that have already pitted, I am just absolutely tearing it up out there. Caution flag is out. Looks like Nathan Lawrence.
Cut back there. Yeah, a little slide coming out of there on turn 4 there across the stripe. Not a lot of damage. He should be pretty okay.
At this point, most of those drivers having already pitted, you're going to see a couple go down. It's going to be Kevin Thompson, who was in the race lead when the caution flag came out. He's going to have to bring it down. Looks like Chris Simon, who was in second place when the caution came out, also going to have to bring it down. Josh Cully, I believe, is behind them.
Yeah, so the way it stands right now.
Yeah, this is going to get interesting because I guess there's going to be a lot of wave arounds because most of these guys were a lap down.
Yeah, it looks like Thompson, I think, is going to get the lucky dog there. And then St. Cyr, Horn, McMahon, Warman, Leftwich, Gentry, Wilkerson, Armijo are all going to get a wave here. Chris Simon on pit road, and then I believe Lawrence should be bringing it down pit road here. I don't know when the last thing he pitted was.
I believe he's still going to need to pit. I don't know if the pits would have been closed for him since he was a lap down technically. I would assume that's what it is.
Oh, they won't even get a wave because Lawrence is already lap down. Okay. So Lawrence will have to drop to the back of the pack. Hold on, I'm looking at this wrong here. My board on the left-hand side of the screen is throwing me off. Also doesn't help that the thermometer is reading 99.5, which is about the temperature of this race right now. Probably the temperature in this room I'm sitting in. Yeah, there goes the wave.
I believe we're going to extend the caution one lap to make sure that everybody gets their wave here. Now, most of those drivers that you see there, Andrew St. Cyr, Jamie Horn, Justin McMahon, most of those guys will go back up into the front row. Or if not into the front row, they'll go toward the front of the pack. Nathan Lawrence will get a wave around here, but he will be at the back of the pack, as he was the technical cause of the yellow flag.
Yeah, don't believe he's going to be able to pit, though. Since he did get the wave, he will not be able to pit.
Yeah, and those tires have got to be in not good shape.
It did look like he just recently pitted, actually, though. Lap 106, so he might be okay.
I guess he did be up. I guess he already pitted right before he spun there. I guess that would actually make. Yeah, I guess that would make sense if he had just pitted. He was out there on fresh tires and slid them out a little bit.
Yeah, and since there was wave rounds for all these guys, they have to line up on the inside. Won't be double file except for that front row.
One other thing to consider in this restart as well, Adam Thompson was the lucky dog, so he is also going to be starting at the back of the pack. Well, we are getting this thing restarted here. Kevin Thompson at the front was there running with his teammate Andrew St. Cyr, lap 114 when we crossed the stripe right there. Chris Simon able to use that outside lane, take the lead of this race here. Kevin Thompson, Andrew St. Cyr going to be trying to chase him down. Justin McMahon and Jamie Horn going to round out your top 5 there.
I think Simon got a little loose there coming off that corner.
I was going to say, low side is not where you wanted to go right there. High side has a lot of advantages. Looks like he took it all the way down there. It's going to allow Kevin Thompson to get around him. And we know how fast Andrew St. Cyr has been all night long. He's definitely going to be looking to set something up here quickly as well.
There goes Chris Simon with a good move there. Jump to the bottom, try to get to that inside. Not able to get to the inside of Kevin Thompson. Sticks to that middle line.
Saying he's got to get right back up to the high side, or otherwise Andrew St. Cyr was absolutely going to take that position.
Yeah, when you're coming out of that corner there, turn 2, you're kind of almost sliding, it feels like, but you're going up the track. Very controlled slide as your car floats up to the high side, and you got to be really good to make it float without touching that wall. St. Cyr looking low. Simon should have a good drive out.
Nathan Lawrence almost losing it again at the back of the field. It's really, really loose. Josh Culley just barely missing that slide.
What a drive out by Simon there. He gets turned head first into the wall. Caution flag.
Caution flag is back out. He was battling with Andrew St. Cyr. Just got a little too tight there. Chris Simon's going to end up in the wall. Pretty hard hit there. Unfortunate to see. Very fast car all night long. That is great news for Josh Culley, who will get his lap back here. Very unfortunate for Nathan Lawrence, who was ahead of Josh Culley on that restart. Got very loose and slid out, and Josh Culley was able to get around him. That will keep Nathan Lawrence a lap down, at least for this restart.
Man, they were having such a good battle up there at the front, too. I wonder if St. Cyr will be having an EOL on that one. Not sure how they will call that. That was more of a racing incident. It was a great battle, though, nonetheless. I mean, Simon was giving it to him there on the top side. I was very impressed with him coming out of turn 4, able to hold such good speed. Knowing if you get into 1 and 2 and you do have that high side, you can get a good run out in turn 2 on that high side. Able to get into the throttle a little bit quicker, a lot more front or back stretch to stay in the throttle. It's just very hard to make a pass there on 3 and 4 if you're on the high side.
And this is interesting to see. Looks like we have a couple guys, Adam Thompson, I believe Mike Leftwich, and Justin McMahon, all electing to bring it down pit road one more time. Chris Simon obviously bringing it down due to damage incurred there, but I'm assuming these guys are taking 4 tires. They still had a set, I believe he says most of these guys will still have even one set left after this. But try to get whatever advantage you can. They're going to try to get 4 tires here.
Yeah, these are the
Have
guys
about
here that
6 flat pressure tires.
they pitted on lap 95 too, so they were about 10 laps shorter than what these other guys were.
Makes for a very interesting battle up front, as you're going to have Team BMP 1 and 2, Kevin Thompson and Andrew St. Cyr. Jamie Horn going to be starting in 3rd place. Eric Warman's going to be in 4th. Bill Gentry going to be in 5th. Daniel Wilkerson in 6th. Gary Armijo in 7th. Chris Simon, I believe, is still going to be on pit road getting damage repaired, so he is going to lose that position. Justin McMahon going to start 9th. Mike Leftwich 10th, and Adam Thompson 11th.
If you're Adam Thompson right now, you got to tighten up the belt buckles just a little bit and the straps and get ready to roll here. You know, you got about, what's that, 36, 37 laps to do it. I think when we go green, it would be 35 laps to get it done.
Yep, plenty of time left at Phoenix, especially never knowing what exactly is going to happen. That top lane needs to bunch back up a little bit here before we get this thing going so they can get a good run. Especially knowing you're going to have to run down Team BMP, who has been fast all night long. It is sitting there on that front row. Going to be a battle to get by either one of them. But we will find out if anyone is able to do that as they hit the restart zone here. Lap 122 when we come by this time. We are back under green here at Phoenix for the Halloween 156.
What a jump by
Andrew
Jamie Horn.
There's Andrew St. Cyr off to a really great restart, but Jamie Horn able to match that energy. He's immediately able to get to the inside of Kevin Thompson. Don't think he stuck that inside lane quite as good as he wanted. He's actually going to give that spot right back to Kevin Thompson. Jamie Horn going to get to the outside now. Kevin Thompson and Andrew St. Cyr racing really, really tight right there. That was really close for 2 teammates.
Side by side here. Adam Thompson also making a move on Justin McMahon just a little bit further back there on the inside.
Look how low Adam Thompson took it right there.
Trying to cut as much track as possible. He is moving up through that pack now, back in 5th place.
He ripped that low side. As good as I've seen anyone else do it today, he is knows. I think he might have heard your call out. You got to tighten down the belt buckles. I think he might have overbuckled them there on that send. That was really, really good out of him. Jamie Horn and Kevin Thompson still going back and forth for that 2nd spot. Eric Warman just biding his time, waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, these 2 drivers know racing beside each other is only slowing them down from the leader as well, so got to make a pass here soon.
Yeah, Phoenix definitely one of those tracks where that kind of aero block is definitely going to affect you. That's probably why you were able to see Eric Warman maintain so close by, able to see Adam Thompson gain so much ground so quickly.
Nathan Lawrence looking to the inside of Gary Armijo right now.
Nathan Lawrence still definitely has a fast car. He's going to need one more caution if he's going to be able to get back onto the lead lap. He's our first car a lap down in 12th right now. Josh Cully ended up getting his lap back last time. He's sitting in 11th place.
Look at Jamie Horn to the inside.
Jamie Horn trying to give Andrew St. Cyr a run for his money here. Bill Gentry, we saw him battling with Justin Man just a lap ago. That would have been for the 6th position. Almost had him, got a little bit loose, not able to complete that pass. Justin McMahon's able to maintain his spot. Jamie Horn for the first time today. Going to end up in your race lead. Get some of that clean air that Andrew St. Cyr has been doing so well with all night long. Lap 129 when we come around the stripe this time of 156 here in the Halloween 156 at Phoenix International. 23 people in the stream right now. Thank you to each and every one of you for joining us here tonight for this very, very exciting race. And we have a battle of our points leaders up at the front right now. Jamie Horn for the first time tonight able to get around Andrew St. Cyr. Andrew St. Cyr, absolutely dominating performance here so far. We've had 129 laps. Andrew St. Cyr's led 127 of them.
Don't look now, but Adam Thompson's reeling them in.
Adam Thompson's reeling him in, and Andrew St. Cyr lost that spot to Kevin Thompson, his teammate there. We're seeing things stay much, much tighter this restart than we've seen on most of our previous restarts.
You can see some of that damage there on that right front of Andrew St. Cyr. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with his time slowing down just a little bit here. It's like Adam Thompson's getting ready to make a move here.
Now we saw him trying to stick his nose down there, trying to get to Eric Warman, who's there in 4th place. Justin McMahon's turned up the pace a little bit here as well. He's starting to catch these two guys. Adam Thompson able to get his nose down here. Going to have to stick it on that yellow line to have any chance of completing this pass. Actually does that really well right there.
As long as he holds this inside here, he should have a good shot at making this pass.
Able to get it done. Justin McMahon almost tried to get his nose in there and get it done on that lap as well.
The trouble with 1 and 2 is if you enter too low, you're losing so much time. That's why these drivers are trying to get all the way back to the top of the track, coming out of that dog leg to that wall. You want to try to arc that corner as much as you can and get a good angle out. To get low, you have to get a lot slower on entry. And now Adam Thompson making a move for 2nd or 3rd place here. He's in the podium position.
He's going for 3rd place here. He's able to get it down on Andrew St. Cyr and get that 3rd place away. Is he going to have anything left in the tank to try to run down this 1st and 2nd place of Jamie Horn and Kevin Thompson? We've seen tonight how powerful that clean air is, but you also have to consider Adam Thompson is on about 10 lap fresher tires than most of these guys, but he has also been absolutely tearing it up around the track. So how long is that advantage going to last?
I mean, look at the last lap times to the left hand of your screen here. This guy is running about 2/10, almost 3/10 faster than the guys in front of him.
Got STRC in the comments saying, let's go, Lawrence. Nathan Lawrence, one of those guys on the track that has to be begging for a yellow flag as he's kind of stuck where he is in 12th right now, a lap down. We have guys like Adam Thompson up there in 3rd place right now who are begging for it to stay green. And I'm not exactly sure what happened to Andrew St. Cyr, but Justin McMahon was just able to get around him there as well. I'm not sure if he dinged his bumper on that restart, if that's what happened, but
that right front looks a little bit damaged there. He is getting a little bit tight coming out of turn 4 as well.
Just seems like he is not quite able to run those dominating lines that we have seen him run all night long.
And just like that, Kevin Thompson gets passed by Adam Thompson. I'm mixing up my Thompsons here. Adam Thompson's 2nd place, trying to chase down the leader. He's about 6/10 behind right now. Last lap was about even for Adam Thompson and Jamie Horn. But you got to think, too, Adam Thompson was also making a pass during that last lap, so...
That's what I was going to say, is like I'm very curious to see what these lap times start looking like once they kind of both have the same clean air, because Jamie Horn out front now, we've seen that clean air out front be so good all night long to Andrew St. Cyr.
You just saw Jamie Horn get a little loose there coming out of 4 across the start-finish line. Thompson able to pull in a little bit more. Got it down to about half a second now behind the leader. 18 to go.
Yeah, the thing you have to consider for Adam Thompson, too, Adam Thompson did have those fresher tires once again, but he has also been absolutely setting the world on fire these past couple laps, and you gotta wonder how much life, or not that the tires wouldn't have life in them anymore, but how much advantage he's still gonna have, having fought his way all the way through the field. I believe he restarted in 9th to get up through the field and get up there into 2nd place.
Looks like Kevin Thompson and Justin McMahon hitting the wall there coming out of turn 4.
Time staying pretty similar that time through. Not a whole lot of change. Eric Warman looking like he's trying to make a move on Andrew St. Cyr on the low side. I believe he's going to be able to get that pass done. That's going to move Andrew St. Cyr out of your top 5. Crazy to see that after how dominating Andrew St. Cyr was this entire race. Now he's back there battling for the 5th and 6th position.
Oh, they get close. They
Kevin
touch.
Yeah, I was saying they got really, really close right there. I actually heard Eric come over to the radio and apologize to Andrew St. Cyr there. I think that was just completely unintentional contact. I say it's so funny to see. Adam Thompson just flew through the entire field, made it look easy. And now that he's about a half a second behind Jamie Horn, just doesn't seem like he can find anything to really, really close that gap. Maybe he's trying to cool it down. I don't know. Maybe Jamie's been trying to save something in the tank, but that time's been staying consistent at about 0.55 seconds. And that's been for the past 5 laps.
Yeah, look at this cat and mouse game here at the bottom of your screen for the last 5 laps. Thompson a little faster that lap. We'll get an update here. Looks like Adam Thompson, Jamie Horn, about the same lap times that previous one as well. Lap 142 went to Jamie Horn, 41 to Adam Thompson, lap 140 to Jamie Horn. Kevin Thompson hard into the wall there. He's got some damage to that right front.
Yeah, and it kind of looked like Kevin Thompson was closing in on Adam Thompson there for a second, but now Kevin Thompson's got to worry about holding on to his podium spot. Justin McMahon is still back there and is still driving really, really hard. That's the first time I've seen Adam lose a significant amount of time on a lap over the last 10. Lost about a 10th there.
Trying to see where our next closest battle is right now. Looks like it's to be Justin McMahon and Chris Simon here.
Chris Simon's laps down.
Yep, Chris Simon is a lap down, but able to move around him there. Going to put some separation between him and Kevin Thompson.
Yeah, that looks
Justin
like that's actually going to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to help Justin McMahon a lot. That opened up the lane right open for Justin McMahon. Justin McMahon going to make that pass.
And now here comes St. Cyr.
The 3rd place position.
Yeah, St. Cyr going to do the same thing, get around.
I don't know if Kevin Thompson burned him up or if he got that wall hit, gave him some damage, but he has immediately lost positions, and he is now back in 5th place.
Eric Warman moving around him now. Looks like Thompson's going to give it to him there.
I say Chris Simon is going to be laps down at this point. Chris Simon's actually, to be specific, 15 laps down. But I think he just came off of pit roads, got some fresh tires, and he is just scorching around the track right now. 26.685 last time. Adam Thompson did a 27.297. Jamie Horn, a 27.308. We did see Jamie Horn increase that lead over Adam Thompson over the last couple laps. That lead has gone from a half a second about 6 laps ago to almost a full second still right at a full second. 0.96 for Jamie Horn around lap 151. Jamie Horn able to increase that lead that lap to over a second now. Justin McMahon still sitting in third place, but Andrew St. Cyr gained a lot of time over the past few laps, only about 4/10 behind. Eric Warman has also gotten around Andrew's teammate Kevin Thompson, as has Bill Gentry. Bill Gentry now in 6th place.
Yeah, Daniel Wilkerson threatening right here on the inside. I think Kevin Thompson's got some damage the way he's letting these drivers come through on the bottom side.
Unfortunate to see for Kevin Thompson. Been scorching fast tonight, but really losing some spots quickly here in the late goings of this race at Phoenix. Only gonna be 3 to go here this time by. You see Chris Simon, the lap car, get around Adam Thompson there. Adam Thompson now 1.2 seconds behind your race leader, Jamie Horn. Jamie Horn, who had fallen all the way back to the end of the line at one point due to a blink, has worked his way through the entire field and is now sitting comfortably in the race lead here. White flag will go in the air at the stripe. Jamie Horn continually increasing that lead little by little, 1.3 seconds over Adam Thompson. Justin McMahon still holding 0.3 of a second over Andrew St. Cyr to stay on the podium. They will take the white flag here. Jamie Horn still in your race lead. Increase that lead another 0.4 of a second. Already heard the congratulations coming from Adam Thompson as they come around turn 4 for the final time. Jamie Horn going to take the checkered flag here in the Halloween 156 at Phoenix International Speedway. What a win, even by Jamie Horn standards. Adam Thompson going to take 2nd place. Justin McMahon going to come home in 3rd. Andrew St. Cyr going to finish in 4th. Eric Warman going to finish 5th. Bill Gentry going to come home 6th. Daniel Wilkerson 7th. Kevin Thompson 8th. Mike Leftwich 9th. Gary Armijo 10th. Josh Cully 11th. And Nathan Lawrence 12th. Jamie Horn congratulating the other drivers over the radio, but then pulling back to that checkered line himself to burn it down after a well-earned victory here in the Halloween 156.
That is going to be just about it for this race here tonight for the Halloween 156 here at Phoenix. Congratulations, Jamie Horn, taking this race. Adam Thompson coming in 2nd, and Justin McMahon coming in 3rd place. We'll pull up those official standings boards here. Andrew St. Cyr coming home in 4th place. Eric Warman getting that top 5 position. Bill Gentry in 6th. After a great run, moving up 11 spots tonight. He's going to be your biggest mover of the night. Daniel Wilkerson in 7th, up 5 spots. Kevin Thompson, 8th place. Mike Leftwich sitting in 9th, up 5 spots as well. It looks like Gary Armijo coming home in 10th. Josh Cully in 11th. Nathan Lawrence in 12th, Chris Simon 13th, Mark Dumont 14th, then Chris Leftwich 15th, John Novak 16th, and Richard Leclerc's going to round out the field in 17th place. But with that said, we are going to try to get these drivers up here to the booth for some interviews. And in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break and we will be right back.
Yeah.
And we are back here on the Doghouse Racing TV. Trying to get some drivers up here for some interviews, and I think we might start with Adam Thompson coming in second place first. Giving Justin Man a little bit longer to get out of the car and get done what he needs to get done. We'll get around to him once he gets up here to the booth. Let's see if we can jump up here with Adam Thompson as I pull him up. Adam, you got a copy of this in the booth?
What's up, boys?
Hey, congratulations, man, on coming in second place tonight. Was a great run. We saw you come from the back to the very front there with a few laps left. I think 35 to go. Had a rocket ship. Talk to us through that run there.
Yeah, I was scared. I think we had roughly, I don't know, 38 laps left, and I decided to come down and take 4 because I was only going to lose 3 spots. So, and it did. I mean, it panned out. It worked out for me, but I was really hoping to have enough for Jamie. He only took 2. I was just talking to him, and he only took 2. So, but we were running the same set, and man, it was plowing center off really bad. I mean, there was one restart. We all had fresh tires, and I started beside Andrew, and I was able to keep up with him for probably 15 laps, and then he was gone. And I think that was definitely his race, unfortunately. But congrats to Jamie, and who finished third? Was it?
It was
I don't
Justin
remember.
McMahon, but he just messaged me and said that they had some bad wind there and he lost power right at the end of the race. So we went right to you in second place, but he had a great run as
Yeah,
well behind you.
yeah. Well, congrats to him, and I get it. We lost our power yesterday because of wind. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm a broken record every week. I was trying to manage tires there at the end, and the competitiveness always gets you, and I just dug too hard those last 30 laps.
Yeah, I mean, you were definitely pushing. We were watching the lap times. Actually, had yours and Jamie's lap times pulled up with about 15 to go. Y'all were back and forth, little cat and mouse game there. I thought you might have something to catch up with them, but I think the clean air might have played an effect. Did that clean air affect your car any tonight?
Man, I really don't think so. Maybe, I don't know. Again, I was plowing center off. And so, yeah, well, you know how that is when you're driving like a dump truck. You can't make that turn. It slows you down.
Absolutely, man. Well, this is a good points run for you tonight. We're heading to Michigan next week for the second to last race of this season. What's your thoughts on Michigan?
I like Michigan. I don't think I raced there this year. I just happened to be gone when we were there last time. But I love Michigan. I'm excited. Let's do it.
So can we pick you next week for Michigan?
No, you keep my name out of your mouth. Hey, I think you boys should race with us next week and broadcast at the same time.
Last time I did that was at Daytona for a little fun run we had, and I think I blinked out so many times I had to eventually pull off the track.
Yeah, that's too much going on there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, my brain was blinking out, my broadcast was blinking out. So maybe next time.
Well, you boys doing all right up there before I go? I got to
Just
check in on you.
battling some sickness, and kids got RSV and ear infection, and wife's been a champ taking care of that all week, and then I get sick today, so we're just fighters up here.
That's awesome, man. I'm in the same boat. I've been sick all week too. Does the kid have tubes?
No, not yet. I mean, if his
Wow.
ear infection gets any worse, we might be looking into something. But
Well, I'll tell you what. If when they're a miracle, and if they do get an ear infection after tubes, it makes it real easy. You just put some drops in the ear, and off you go.
yeah, we're gonna have to definitely look at that because it has been a week and a half for me up here. Hopefully, pull
Well,
it together
we'll
for
be
the
praying
broadcast.
for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I hope everyone feels better. And Hunter, I hope you're doing all right up there. I'll pray for you anyway, even if you're healthy.
He just
Oh,
needs
thanks, man. I appreciate it.
he just needs prayers in general, just every day.
Right. All right. Well, thanks for covering the broadcast. You guys always do a great job. Thanks to Doghouse. Thanks to Ryko, and congrats to Jamie on the win. I'll let you guys get on with the interviews.
Yes, sir. All right, have a good night.
All right. Be good.
It's going to be Adam Thompson finishing in second place here tonight after having an absolute rocket ship from the front to the back with about 35 to go after that last restart. Like I said, I do not have Justin McMahon up here. I'm keeping an eye out to see if he'll pop in, but he told me that he lost some power due to some bad wind there. And fortunately, hung on long enough for him to cross the stripe, take home third place tonight. But we will move on to Jamie Horn, who is going to be your second place finisher here tonight. So I pulled him. First place. I'm sorry. I'm tripping out. First place. So you got to keep me in line. We pulled Jamie up here. Jamie, got a copy list in the booth?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, man, congratulations on that win tonight. We saw you have some internet issues and blink all the way to the back, able to keep it underneath you and drive back to the front. Talk to us about that run.
Oh, yeah, that was interesting there when the screen locked up and I was going into three, I think it was, and I come back and I was still in three and went from fourth or wherever to 12th. I was like, well, this is gonna be fun. but but yeah, I was just trying to not overdrive it and not panic per se, and just I was hoping for a long run and be able to come back up and then go ahead and pit, and then the caution comes out unfortunately, and I had taken two tires and had to take the waiver around, so there wasn't no chance of coming back in and getting two on the left. So I really wasn't sure how the long run was going to be on that end there with two tires versus anybody with four. And whenever I seen Adam start coming, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna hold this off. And somehow I think he said he had run a little hard, so I guess that just ended up helping. I mean, honestly, the car felt better on two tires than it did four tonight. But I hate that happened to Andrew though, because that was more than likely his race. Really, I just kind of got lucky with this one.
Yeah, Andrew St. Cour out with a 8-second lead before that pit stop he had there, and then some things kind of fell apart at the very end, some unlucky timing. But I did want to talk to you about kind of your racing line that you had here tonight and seeing Adam Thompson fly up behind you. We were watching your times, and I have a little graph here where I can see both of y'all's time comparably, but I can't pull it over to an overlay. But I was watching those lines get closer and closer and finally swap where you got a little faster. Did you think you were trying to save there, or were you ever in a point in your mind where you had to push a little bit?
No, I was actually saving the whole time watching him come up because I had to run really hard there on that restart to get around Kevin and Andrew, and so I knew I'd put a good bit of heat in the tires. So I was really just trying to trying to just be easy, and that way whenever he did get to me, I was hoping I'd have a little bit of fight, but I didn't really didn't think I'd have anything honestly for him when he got there. But it's kind of like he got to a certain point and just stopped gaining, and usually about the last 10 laps of a run, I start pushing. I try to save for the first part of a run, and then I'll push and just basically kill the tires the last 10 laps. So I was just giving it all I had, and I about lost it a couple of times. It was at the end there, it got really loose, just with two tires. So I finally got the looseness I wanted, not the tightness, just maybe a little bit too much.
Yeah, man, we saw a lot of guys starting to plow there at the end. So if you loose at this track's a lot better, I think, than getting tight because then you just cannot run your line. But I think I don't know if you got the points updated yet. I'm trying to see here. Not yet, it looks like, but you're pretty secure up there in that first place spot. So what's your mindset going into Michigan and North Wilkesboro for these last two races?
Just try to. I mean, my goal tonight was just to run top five. Honestly, I didn't want to get in too many battles because as long as I don't do anything dumb the next few weeks, I should be okay. And so I'm just trying to be easy, I guess per se. So that was kind of my mindset tonight was, just kind of run up there in the front, and then if the opportunity come about where I could make some passes and try to move my way up, I would. But otherwise, I was just gonna try to run up there, get a few stage points, and just have um, good clean nights the next few weeks. And so that's kind of going to be my goal. Um, Michigan is a beast on its own, so we'll see how that goes. But I probably won't be. It can be an aggressive track, so I'll probably be pretty easy next. I think that's where we go next week. Um, and then North Wilkesboro, I don't know. I like that track. So depending on where I am in the points, so kind of or point standings are probably determine how I drive that night. But we'll see. Yeah, looking forward to them, and if I could skip Michigan, I'd skip it though.
That's understandable. Kind of I know what you're hitting at there with some other previous races, but we're
And not just that one. I mean, just in general, that track you can't get separated real easy, and it allows for a lot of aggressive driving, and it's not my driving style
uh,
kind of track. I'll say it that way.
I didn't know if another league could put a bad taste in your mouth for Michigan, ruined it for you, but completely understandable either
Nah.
way. But we are just want to say congrats again and looking forward to seeing you next week. Before I let you go, any shout outs or sponsors you want to give?
Oh yeah, shout out to you guys for the broadcast, and we talked last week about this track and me coming in second, and luckily I was able to get some luck on my side tonight and pull off the win. But I do want to say that y'all definitely have come a long way since the Phoenix race I was last out here, which also congrats to y'all. I know it's been a challenge, been there, done that, so I know the feeling. Shout out to Group 6 for the series sponsor, Nat Daddy Racing, Shoney's Butt Kicker, SSR Designs, Trackside NASCAR Outlet. Thanks to Daniel for all the time he puts into the league and all the admins. Thanks to Nap Daddy Designs for the 50 extra horsepower. To all my teammates, I appreciate everything they do, all the practice that they put in, and we all put in together to try to improve and be good each week. Say thanks to all the drivers that come out and still coming out towards the end of the season. We really appreciate that. It's fun racing with everybody, and glad to have them. All the families at home cheering for us and everything. We definitely appreciate that. I've said it a million times. That makes the broadcast so much more fun. Going back to watch when we hear whatever they've said. Like I always say, whatever my mother might have said, there's no telling. um, and shout out to my mom at home watching. Oh, I hope y'all seen y'all shout out on the on my whatever you call that driver thing.
Oh, we did. We appreciate it. I didn't even notice it at first. Hunter called it out because I was looking at OBS over here and my SDK set up, and he was like, "Does that say what I think it says?" So we appreciate it.
Oh yeah, we have enjoyed y'all doing it. So hopefully y'all will definitely get to come back and continue next year with us.
Absolutely, would love to. But congrats again on the win tonight, and looking forward to talking to you next week.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be Jamie Horn bringing it home in first place tonight. And again, very bad luck run for Andrew St. Cyr there. Had a complete rocket ship for that whole race, out 8 seconds before that accident, or got into a little bit of with Chris Simon. I think he took some damage. That damage I really think is what really slowed him down, but going to move him down just a little bit in the points. I think he's still going to be very safe in second place as we're going to bring up your top standings board right now. This has not been updated just yet. So this is coming into the race tonight. St. Cour out 108 points behind. And then about 70-ish points behind him, Eric Warman. So a good night for Eric Warman, too, who came in behind Andrew St. Cour, but still going to hold on to 5th place position right now as we move on to Michigan next week. But Hunter, final thoughts on the race?
Really fun race to watch, man. It was really good racing all around. Like you said, Andrew St. Cour so dominant all night long. Had B-Mac in the comments saying congrats to the winners, but sorry to Andrew. He had a good run. I mean, dominating performance. I think up until about like lap 120, he had probably led 118 of them. Just such a good job here tonight. I wasn't sure where he caught that damage. I guess it would make sense on that little incident with Chris Simon, but great job by him, and his teammate Kevin Thompson did great tonight as well. And then just seeing that whole end where Adam Thompson's hard charging. I didn't know that Jamie had only taken 2 on that last restart, and then I think Adam just burnt him up a little bit, getting up there to him. So close, but yet so far, about a half second. It was about as close as he got, but really fun to watch those guys go at it. Phoenix is always a really good time. I had a great time up here tonight, and looking forward to Michigan next week. A lot faster, a lot of chaos, but it's sure to be a good time.
Absolutely. I cannot wait for it, as well as the season starts to wind down with 2 races left to try to get up there in the points and knock Jamie Horn off, move Andrew St. Cour out of 2nd place. Eric Warman currently sitting in that 3rd place spot right now, holding on to it by, looks like, about 15 points with Justin McMahon behind him. Chris Simon 7 points in 5th place behind Justin McMahon before the standings update tonight. So we will see how that all pans out as we go through the week here. But if you want to check out those standings, you can go to doghouseracing.com and check out the standings yourself. Check out the winners from last week and the results for the whole season. I also got a sim race hub where you could check out the stat sheets for all that. If you're looking for more racing action, you could check out the Doghouse Racing League on Tuesday nights at 7:45. That's going to be on Intensity Broadcasting. Always a good time over there racing the ARCA series. Moving on to their 4th race of the season at Texas this Tuesday night. So going to be a blast. But before we get out of here, why don't you tell us who pays the bills for this?
I would be happy to do that for you. Once again, as it has been all season long, special shout out to Group 6 for being our series sponsor. You saw Group 6 on the hood of our 3rd place finisher here tonight, Justin McMahon. Group 6 is a leading creative agency, and they are passionate about crafting cutting-edge websites, developing dynamic web solutions, and providing top-tier managed hosting services. Their mission is to help businesses of all sizes enhance their online presence, explore their wide range of services at group6inc.com, and see how they can drive your digital success. Special thanks once again to Group 6 for being our series sponsor this year. Doghouse Racing League and the Group 6 Cup Series is also very proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations to try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. We are also very proud in the Doghouse Racing League and the Group 6 Cup Series to be sponsored by Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is the best in racing sim haptics. Be sure to head on over to their website at thebuttkicker.com and pick yourself up something today. Trusted by both professionals and casual drivers. I can guarantee that if you pick something up, you will not be sorry. Thank you once again to Butt Kicker for being a longtime friend and sponsor. Shameless self-promo at the end of all of these broadcasts. For those that don't know, myself and John make up Nap Daddy Racing. Nap Daddy Broadcasting, when we're up here in the booth, we originally started as an iRacing design shop. We've expanded to try to be your one-stop shop for any and all of your iRacing needs. Check out our website at napdaddyracing.com for all of your custom design, template, or logo needs. You saw some Nap Daddy schemes out there on the track tonight, including with our race winner, Jamie Horn. Be sure to grab some of the free content that is available on the website as well. Even if you're not into iRacing, be sure to grab a t-shirt or a hat to help support the brand. We have some stickers on the website as well. Check us out here on Doghouse Racing TV on Thursday nights for the remainder of the season, and hopefully for next season. You heard Jamie Horn say it. I'm taking that as gospel. Our own channel on Monday nights for the Nap Daddy Racing League, and live on TikTok and Twitch as often as we can. And once again, cannot express how proud we are to be a part of the Doghouse Racing League and the Group 6 Cup Series. And finally, shout out to everyone who joined us here on Doghouse Racing TV for this awesome race here tonight at Phoenix International for the Halloween 156. It was a great time up here in the booth. Shout out to everybody who was in the chat cheering on their drivers tonight. It was awesome to see. Really great turnout tonight. Be sure you like and subscribe if you haven't yet so you don't miss any of the rest of the playoff action that we have coming your way. We'll be back next week at 7:45 at Michigan for the next to last race of this playoff season. And I know we are all looking forward to it. But other than that, I don't really have anything left other than, this is the Halloween 156. So happy Halloween to everybody out there. Hope it is a fantastic and spooky time and way more treats than tricks.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope this trick of a disease will get out of my system by tomorrow. We can get back to normal here by next week. So for the last time tonight, though, I have been John.
And I've been Hunter.
And we will see you guys next time.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Take care.